Hi there. Sorry we couldn't be live, but I thought I would pop this video together for you. I'm Amanda, by the way. Lovely to meet you. So I thought tonight we would make the sour cream and chicken enchiladas, which is what you wanted to make as well. So I'm going to run you through the process. Before we do that though, I just wanted to go through a few things with your bowl and being able to undo it, etc. If you've watched the videos, it'll show you as well. But the way I do it is I just put my fingers under there, twist, hold the blade with my other hand, and it all comes apart. So all of this goes in the dishwasher, and to put it back in, you just pop it straight back in, pop it on the top, and twist it so it's all in line. You always need to make sure that these prongs are dry. I always, you can put it in the dishwasher, you can wash it, etc. But I just use a tea towel or something just to make sure they're extra dry before popping my bowl on the machine. So all the bits can actually go in the dishwasher, the lid, the varoma, the spatula, all those things can go in the dishwasher, just not the white bit. So that's the stuff about the bowl. On your actual machine, you can see these green lights here. When that actually turns red, the bowl is really hot to touch, so try not to touch it. I'm assuming you've gone through cookie dough, but I'll just show you a few things. Hopefully you can see this. Anyway, on your actual Thermomix, cookie dough links up. If you swipe across, you can actually search in here as well, in the search bar, so you can search up anything you want. Sour cream and chicken enchiladas, I can pop that in there, or I can put in banana bread, or I can put in muffins or whatever, and it will bring up the ones that I want. When you're using the manual mode, so if you've got a recipe, I love Skinny Mix's recipes, so if you Google Skinny Mixes, she's got a great website, she's got a load of cookbooks as well, but she's got, awesome recipes that you can make. I'm just going to pick one out here. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. This is chicken fettuccine alfredo with a twist. It's actually got lots of veggies in it, but you don't really know it once it's cooked. But you can see here it's got 10 minutes, 100 degrees, speed 1, MC on. So your MC is the measuring cup, which is the bit that goes inside the lid so things don't spray everywhere. So yes, you can also use it as a measuring cup as well. So when you're using manual mode, the Thermomix recipe will always tell you the time, the temperature if it needs it, and the speed at which you need to turn it to. You'll also see the little blade down the bottom that will actually put it into reverse and take it out of reverse. So the recipe will always tell you that as well. So if you're Googling Thermomix recipes or Skinny Mixes, or I love quirky cooking as well, so does Kate, they'll always tell you the temperature, the time, the temperature, and the speed. So then you can actually follow the recipe without using cookie dough as well. When you scroll across, this is where you've got all the functions. So you've got the scales, goes up by 1 gram increments. Always tear it back to 0 when you're adding more things in if you need to. You've got the dough mode, which is your kneading function. So 2 minutes of kneading in the Thermomix is equivalent to, I think, 10 or 20 minutes of actual hand kneading. So I can tell you what I prefer. Turbo is, it's not going to let you do it because the lid's not on. Turbo is great for if you're crushing ice or you want to whiz up something really, really quickly. So when I'm making one of my recipes, it whizzes up corn chips really fast. So you just turn it on for a second and it does like a so it just whizzes up things really quick. That's turbo mode. You get your pre-clean mode. So once you finish cooking, you just pop your water into the bowl, fill it up to just over the blades, pop a little bit of dishwashing liquid in, pop it on here and pop it on pre-clean. There are 4 different options. There's a dough option, the universal, the fat or caramel, and the browning function. If you click on the little eye, it will actually go through all the different options. So for example, when you're using browning, you use vinegar rather than dishwashing liquid, which is, I love the pre-clean function. It's one of my favorite functions. It just makes cleaning the bowl so much easier. So once we've cooked enchiladas, for example, we'll do a pre-clean and then I'll rinse it out and clean it out if it needs more cleaning. You've got the blend mode, which is great for when you're making smoothies or anything that you really want to mix together. You got your egg boiler mode. This is great for boiling your eggs however you want them boiled. So soft, medium, medium hard or hard. You can pop up to 6 eggs in there. You put water up to just above the blades, and then you just turn it and it will cook your eggs perfectly every time. You got the kettle function, which is exactly like having a kettle. You got the warm up function. So if you had a soup or a sauce or something that you wanted to warm up, you just press the warm up function and you get to choose the temperature that you want it to be warmed up to. You've then got the thicken mode. So if you're going through Cookie Dough and you find, say, bechamel sauce or custard or something, it will already be programmed in to use the thickening mode. But if you wanted to make a gravy, for example, when I cook lamb shanks in the slow cooker, I put the leftover juices into the Thermomix, add some corn flour, and I press the thicker mode, and then it thickens it up like a gravy. If you like it super duper thick, you might have to do it twice. But yeah, it's just personal preference. You've got the rice cooker mode. There's a couple of ways to cook rice. When looking in Cookie Dough, if you look at boiled rice, it will actually cook it in the steaming bowl inside the Thermomix. So this little doobie whacker. So you can pop your rice in, or you weigh your rice, then you rinse it out with the mortar, and you pop it into the bowl with the water inside it. So yeah, if you look up boiled rice, that will show you the recipe on Cookie Dough. But then you've also got the rice cooker mode where you actually cook the rice inside the bowl as if you were doing a rice cooker. But all the instructions are there as well. You've got the fermentation mode, which is your yogurt mode. So if you wanted to make your own yogurt, it takes about 10 hours. So it's a great one to do overnight. You've got your slow cook function. For most of the slow cooking recipes, you need to have a blade cover, which can be purchased on the mix shop. Looks like that. It is $55 as well. Some recipes don't use it though as well, but it's just like having a slow cooker. You turn it on, you leave it, and you go away. You come back and it's cooked. The only downfall with that is you can't actually cook anything else in it while you're doing the slow cooker. You've got your sous vide mode, which is your posh chef mode. So if you wanted to do a rare steak, it would actually cook it at a really low temperature for a long time and comes out absolutely beautiful. The scrambled eggs are also pretty good as well. It just takes about half an hour, which is a bit of a bummer, but amazing and worth it at the end. You've also got the peeler mode, which is a new function we got, I think it was about 2 months ago. You'll also need a special blade for that. Again, you can buy it at the mix shop. Looks like this, and it actually peels your potatoes. So you just pop the potatoes in, pop the water in with the blade cover, and you press the peeler and it peels your potatoes in about 4 minutes, which is pretty awesome. So when you go on the 3 little lines on the left-hand side, you come to the main menu. If you wanted to go to your settings, then you can look at the sounds and all that sort of stuff if you didn't like the big loud sound that it makes when it goes do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. If you're taking your Thermomix anywhere, you want to pop it into transportation mode, which you can also find in settings. You've also got recently cooked. So everything that you've recently cooked will always come up in recently cooked. If you're cooking it a lot and you don't want to look it up all the time. You've got My Recipes, which is where you can create your own recipes. You've got your Save Collections, which is all the things all the folders and stuff you would have saved on Cookie Dough. And you've got My Week. So, for example, I've got the sour cream and chicken enchiladas in there. When you're on Cookie Dough, you can actually fill out your whole week. You can actually pop it all into a shopping list, and it can go straight to the Woolworths online store, which is super handy if you shop at Woolworths. And then you can do click and collect, or you can get it delivered. So if you want to go through that another time, I can always go through that another time with you. Alrighty, so let's get to it. I've just pressed the sour cream and chicken enchiladas. So when you press the little arrow, it's like you can scroll down. It's not very clear there, sorry about that. It tells you how hard and difficult or easy it is, prep time, total time, and how much it serves. You've got all your ingredients down the left-hand side, and you've got your preparation, all the steps it's going to take you through when you're going through all the steps. You've also got your nutrition information, utensils you might use, hints and tips, and there's always a few other bits and pieces down there. But yeah, if you get to the nutrition information, it's down there as well. I just forgot something, so I'm just getting the baking dish out. Alrighty. So you'll see on the recipe it talks about an aroma. This is the bit that you've got included in your Thermomix as well. So we're going to be using that tonight too. Alrighty, so when you're ready to start cooking, you just press start cooking and it takes you to the first bit. So it's asked for 700 grams of water. I've just taken the lid off, so I'm going to tear it back to 0. Otherwise it's going to record it wrong. And just grab a cup of water. You can actually take the bowl off as well. You've also got inside the bowl, don't know if you can see it, yeah, you've got a 1-line marker down here and then a 2-line marker. The 1-line marker is 1 litre and the 2 is 2 litres. Whenever you're cooking with Thermomix, just make sure you don't go over the max line. So I probably put a bit too much water in it. That's okay. No, actually not enough. Oops. I'll just pop a bit more in. If you put a little bit in, it's not going to be a problem. Because this is just actually going to cook the chicken. Alrighty, so we're just going to press next. We're going to pop the lid on without the measuring cup, and we're going to place the Varoma dish, which is this, on top, and the tray, which goes on top of there. We're going to press next into the Varoma dish and the tray. We're going to put 3 chicken breasts. You can easily use thighs for this as well, and I've cut it into strips. So I'm just going to pop some on the bottom first. So I've sort of cut it into they're not even 1 centimetre bits. They're just sort of strips. When you're putting stuff in the Varoma, just make sure that you're leaving enough air holes, because that is how it's going to cook. So you need to make sure there's enough air going through. So put a big hole in the middle, which lets enough air through. Put the tray on top and pop a bit more chicken in. Again, leaving lots of holes. You can also, if you didn't want to get this dirty, you can also use baking paper and pop the baking paper down first. You just got to make sure the air holes on the side aren't covered as well. You can fit more in the bottom. There we go. Alrighty. Now with this one too, you could also do more chicken. You may just have to cook it for longer. So you can always check, and then you can always go back as well. Secure the Varoma lid, just like that. Press next, and it's got it set at 8 minutes Varoma temperature, which is the highest temperature, which is about 140 degrees, I think, from memory, and it's telling me to turn it to speed 1. So it'll actually stop at speed 1. So while your chicken is cooking, you can also press preview, and it's going to tell you what's next. And you can keep clicking through the steps to see what's next. If you wanted to, then you just press the 3 dots and you can close the preview. Using those 3 dots, you can also go back to the recipe detail, which is the bit at the start. And you can always look down and see, okay, what other ingredients do I need next while this is cooking? Now, if there's ingredients on there that you don't like, for example, I can't have onion or garlic, so I'm not going to put those in. If I put chili in, my kids would kill me, so I'm not going to put that in it either. And I really don't like olives, so olives aren't going in either. Once you've cooked the recipe, I usually like to cook the recipe by pretty much making sure I follow every step. But once I've made it once or twice, I could probably go, oh, you know what, I could probably put some more veggies in the sauce, so I could probably do this, or I could probably do that. And then you can have a bit of a play around. You can cook more, you can cook less, that sort of thing. If you want to go back, you can just press continue, and it will take you back to where it's cooking. So while this has been cooking, I've actually been making my kids' school lunches for tomorrow. So I love this hands-free time where I don't need to do something at the Thermomix or about dinner or blah, blah, blah. I can usually use that time to make school lunches or do homework or do a load of washing or something like that. So that's finished. I'm going to press next. Now it's asking me to stir the chicken pieces. The ones at the top aren't that cooked. So I'm just going to stir these around, again making sure there's little holes. So it cooks through, and the ones at the top can cook as well. I'm just going to press next. It's telling me to pop the lid on, and it's going to do the same process again. So while that's got another 8 minutes to cook, I'm going back to do school lunches. Okay, so when that's finished, I actually forgot to press. Sorry, I've already done it, but I'm going to show you what I did anyway. It's asking you to transfer the chicken into a thermal server bowl, which is this. These are what we call host rewards. So if you host a cooking experience or a demo, or you refer somebody to me who wants to buy a Thermomix, you have the opportunity to get one of these for free or a heavily discounted price. These keep food hot for about 2 hours or cold for about 2 hours, depends on obviously what you put in there. So what I've done is I've popped the chicken in there and it's just staying hot inside there, which is great. I then cleaned and dried the mixing bowl. I then preheated the oven. This is what's great about the Cookie Dough as well. It actually tells you every step of the way. So if you need to use your oven, it tells you to put it on when you need to. I've got my casserole dish ready. I placed 200 grams, it was actually about 250 grams of cheddar into the bowl in about pieces this size, and it grated it up for me. I then popped it in a bowl and gave the bowl a really quick clean in terms of just bit of a rinse out and a bit of a clean just to get rid of the excess cheese. I then decided not to put any coriander in because I don't have any. I'm not going to put spring onions in, so I don't need to worry about that. I just keep pressing next. I'm not going to put chili in because my kids will kill me. No garlic for me because I can't have it. No red onion either. I didn't have a tomato, so I just used a handful of these little tomatoes. They'll do the same job. And then I added half a red capsicum, cut into about this size pieces as well. And then I put the lid on, waz that up for 3 seconds, and it's chopped up to the tomato and the capsicum for me, so I'm just scraping down the sides. And then it's asked me to put a bit of salt in. You don't have to put in salt if you don't want to. I actually just picked up pepper. I don't often cook with salt, but you can put it in if you like. A bit of black pepper, which I did first. Now I'm not putting olives in because my family don't like olives. Pressing next, 250 grams of sour cream. And alrighty, let's pop this in. 250 grams. Just weighing it in. I love the inbuilt scales. Well, that's pretty much almost bang on. What on me? It's always fun to try and get it exact if you want to, but I'm often putting a bit more extra in anyway. Press next. I'm going to put in some lime juice. I didn't have any limes, so I just used lemon. I'm using my measuring cup. I don't actually know. Oh, my kids are home now. I don't actually know how much I've got in here, so we'll just see. Alrighty. I did 2 lemons. Pretty much going on as well. Alrighty, 50 grams of reserved cheddar cheese. Just going to pop that in. Put a bit more in just for fun. Press next. Add half of the reserve. No, we're not doing coriander and onion. Let's pop that in. Okay, now this is turning it to speed 4. It's combining it all together, so it's actually got it on the reverse function. So it doesn't actually chop it up like crazy, just sort of mixes it together. Just sort of show you what that looks like. And then it's asking me to add the chicken. Add some chicken in. And you want to make sure with your Thermomix you're not actually putting knives and forks and stuff inside the bowl while we're touching the blade, because it will actually blunt the blade. So make sure you don't put your knives and spoons and forks inside it. Alrighty. There we go. Chicken is in. Just gonna, it's all sitting on the side there, so I'm just gonna pop it into the middle. Pop the lid on, press next. That's gonna combine all that together. If it's not combined enough for you too, for example, you can always just click the back arrow and then you can do it again. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. It looks pretty good there. Transfer into a bowl and set aside. Fill each tortilla with a few spoonfuls of mixture, then roll up and place seam side down. And top of I'm not actually going to put it into a bowl. I'm just going to take it from here. I'm just going to use my spatula to put it into the lids. Right. Let's see if I can show you how to do this. There we go. So, my tortilla. I'm going to use my spatula. I'm going to pop. If you had one of those rubber silicone spoons, you can use that as well. I'm going to roll that up. Pop that into the baking dish. Roll, roll, roll. This is the fun bit. Pitching hour in my house. Kids have just got home from swimming. They're probably super tired. There we go. Now this says it should make about 10. I usually get about 10 out of this, out of my usual enchilada recipe. There we go. Just keep rolling them up. Just making a bit more space. I've got 6 in so far. I have some skinny ones towards the end. I usually chuck heaps in at the start, thinking I'll have heaps. Some more. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more to go. Actually, just get one more actually. Too close. Probably shouldn't have put so much in at the start. Alright. Just going to pour it all into that last one. Alright. Looking okay. Top with 400 grams of diced tomatoes. If you wanted extra, you could probably just put 2 cans on. And really tomatoey on top. I'm just going to smush that around a bit so it covers it all. Give me a good cream that on. There we go. And remaining cheddar cheese. It's always good to have a bit of extra cheese because kids like the cheese in the top. You could also do some mozzarella or something as well and just rise that up with the cheddar. Always works. Also got some cheese that I made yesterday as well, which I'm going to use as well. There we go. Okay, now it's going to tell me, I put the coriander and the spring onions, which I'm not doing. That's going to tell me to bake for 25 to 35 minutes. Oh, and it's all bubbly and fragrant. Into the oven now. Let's see what happens afterwards, how it comes out and if the family like it. So if you've got any questions, please let me know. I hope that's been a good step-by-step process. And but yeah, I'm here anytime to answer any questions if you have. And good luck. Let me know how you go. Send me some pictures. Bye.